In Prague you can find many historical buildings. But only one of them is hiding a funicular. First let's take a ride and I will tell you more about the history during the journey. The bottom station is called Újezd, from which the funicular climbs 510 length meters to the hill station called Petřín. Correct pronunciation is
Petřín.
The total elevation is 130 meters. What you can see now, it's already third version of the original funicular. And soon even this will be a history. Or maybe already is, depending when you are watching this video. But we will get to it later. The idea to build the funicular on this hill arose in 1889, when the organized group of Czech tourists visited Paris, especially the famous Eiffel Tower. They have decided to build similar tower in Prague, which you can visit nowadays after you will get to the top of the hill. To ease the visitors climbing up the hill to the lookout tower, it was decided to build a funicular. Construction works begun in February 1891 and already on the 25th of July, 1891 the funicular was opened to public. The track was slightly shorter than today, it ended up just below the top of the hill and there was no intermediate station. The funicular was working on the water balance principle, in which the water was pumped into the upper wagon and pulled up the lower wagon up the hill. As a safety tool was used the cog rail, using the apt system. This version was operating until 1914 when the First World War begun, and then occasionally in the years 1920 and 1921, when the operation was abandoned completely. Second part of its history begun in 1931 when the funicular was purchased by the Prague Public Transport Company, and completely rebuilt it. The line was extended to current length, including the new building of the top station, and the lower station was integrated into the Baroque house. Also new wagons were delivered and the funicular was working on electric power. Apart from the original funicular, where it had 3 rails with the passing loop in the middle, the track has been changed to single track of standard gauge 1435 mm with passing loop in the middle, using so-called apt system. In this system each wagon has different type of wheels on each side. The one side has 2 wheel flanges, gripping to the outer rail, while the other side has completely flat wheels, resembling a cylinder, which is only gliding on the middle tracks with the gaps for the ropes. Unlike most of the similar funiculars, Prague has also intermediate station called Nebozízek. It is definitely worth to get off at this station, as it provides breathtaking views on the Prague castle and the city. This version was then operating until 1965. That year, due to long and heavy rain, major landslide occurred on the hill and the line of the funicular was damaged. Operation was stopped for another 20 years. In 1983 begun reconstruction of the whole line, especially new concrete bridge was built in the part of the intermediate station Nebozízek. The technical equipment from 1932 was used, only 2 new cabins were built. The operation of the third version of funicular begun on the 15th of July, 1985. In 2021 it was announced there will be new reconstruction of the track, including purchasing completely new cabins. In 2024 the reconstruction should begin, and the newly refurbished funicular with design cabins shall start operating in 2025. The peculiarity of the track was the use of the Polish braking cable system, the first in the world, so instead of the usual pairs of pulleys, a quartet is used. While the traction cable passes through the machinery, with cars suspended at its ends, the braking cables are terminated in the machinery on drums with brakes, and under normal circumstances lie on pulleys along the entire length of the track. The passing car is equipped with a pulley system underneath, which lifts the braking cable and guides it between the emergency brake clamps. In the event of a car detachment from the traction cable, the car is caught by the braking cable, and the brake in the upper machinery slows it down. This system was likely used due to the steep slope of the track, and subsequent concerns about the insufficient effectiveness of the conventional emergency brake, which catches on the rails. In the upper station you can also visit small museum about the history of the funicular. What is even more interesting is that you can also see through the windows the original power machine dating from 1932, still operating the funicular until these days. On the roof of each cabin, there are contacts used for recharging the battery and compressor inside the cabin. Therefore, in the terminal stations, rails are suspended from the ceiling to supply the necessary energy to the cabin. Thanks for riding with me on this funicular journey. Hit subscribe and ring the bell for more uphill adventures. Until next time, take care.